Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Rhea Ripley has made a heartbreaking confession about her struggles with injuries recently. She talked about the issues she was facing. Ripley has not had the best luck over the last year. She suffered a horrifying injury that meant that she had to go away for months. She had to give up her Women's World Championship. Mommy then returned only to be betrayed by Dominic Mysterio, who sided with Liv Morgan against her. Rhea was also kicked out of the Judgment Day before being split from Damian Priest, as he had to go to SmackDown. In an emotional message during her interview with Wide World of Sports, Rhea Ripley shared the hardships she's gone through. She also talked about the injuries that came back-to-back for her and how she had to work on them all. She had a grade 3 AC sprain and spoke about how tough it had been. When you get injured, you learn a lot about yourself, and 2024 was not very kind to me. I did a grade 3 AC sprain and then finally came back from that, which was so tough, not being able to do things that I love like going to the gym or holding my dogs, she said. Rhea Ripley talked about the mental struggles as well as dealing with the orbital bone she broke after that. It definitely was a mental struggle and also a physical struggle. Training legs every single day was terrible, but I finally came back and I got to go for my world championship again and try and grab that back, but then I broke my orbital bone, eye socket, Ripley continued. It was just injuries flying left and right, but I learned a lot about myself in that I can pretty much overcome whatever is in my way, and that's such a strong thing to realize. H/T Wide World of Sports. It remains to be seen what happens, as Rhea Ripley is currently focusing on the Women's World Championship of Io Sky. WWE fans know Rhea Ripley as the Eradicator, the fierce, fearless, and seemingly indestructible powerhouse of Monday Night Raw. But beneath the black leather jacket, championship titles, and intense glare lies a woman who's been quietly battling one of the darkest chapters of her life. In a raw and emotional confession released via WWE exclusive sit-down interview, Rhea Ripley broke her silence on the injury that has kept her sidelined for months, and the emotional toll it has taken on her. With her signature black eyeliner smudged and no makeup to hide behind, Rhea looked directly into the camera. "People see me as this monster in the ring," she began. "But what they don't see is the pain I've been carrying since the night I got hurt. Physically, mentally, emotionally." Back in early 2024, Ripley was riding high as the reigning Women's World Champion. Her dominance in the Judgment Day faction was undisputed, and her feud with Liv Morgan was drawing critical acclaim. But during an untelevised house show match in late March, a freak fall sent Ripley crashing shoulder first into the steel steps. At the time, she walked away, brushing off concern. But she now admits that was just bravado. "I knew something was wrong immediately," she said. "But I didn't want to believe it. I kept saying, I'm fine. I'm Rhea freaking Ripley. I don't break. But the truth is, I was broken." Doctors diagnosed her with a torn labrum and nerve damage in her right shoulder, an injury far worse than initially reported. Surgery was recommended, but Ripley resisted at first. "I thought I could power through it. Tape it up, train harder, push myself past the pain. That's how I've always dealt with things." But instead of healing, the injury worsened. Nights became sleepless. She lost strength in her arm. "There were mornings I couldn't lift a coffee mug without wincing," she confessed. Imagine trying to lift an opponent or take a bump when your own body won't cooperate. Eventually, Ripley was forced to relinquish the Women's World title, a decision that shattered her spirit. "Handing over that belt felt like giving up a piece of my soul. I didn't cry in front of the cameras. But the second the segment ended, I went backstage and broke down. Damian Priest was the first one who hugged me. I'll never forget that." Away from the ring, the mental battle grew fiercer. Ripley, who thrives on competition and discipline, found herself adrift. "When your identity is tied to being a warrior, what happens when you can't fight?" she asked, her voice cracking. "I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize myself." The physical therapy was grueling. At one point, doctors feared she might never regain full mobility. She endured months of rehab, endless scans, needles, electrical stimulations, and more setbacks than victories. "Some days, I hated my body. I hated that it betrayed me. What made things harder was watching the Judgment Day continue on without her. I was proud of them, Finn, Dom, Damian, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't hurt watching from the sidelines. And when Liv Morgan started getting under Dom's skin, that was tough to see." Though WWE fans speculated about Ripley's injury, few knew the depth of her struggle. "I didn't want to be seen as weak," she admitted. I didn't want pity. I wanted to return when I was 110% and shut everyone up in the ring. But the silence, she realized, was also hurting her. With encouragement from family, friends, and even WWE management, Rhea Ripley finally agreed to speak out. Telling my truth doesn't make me weak. It makes me real. And real strength is being vulnerable enough to say, I need help. She also revealed that fiancé Buddy Matthews was a huge source of strength. He saw me on my worst days, when I couldn't get out of bed, when I doubted if I'd ever wrestle again. He kept reminding me that I wasn't just Rhea Ripley the wrestler, I was Rhea Ripley the person. And that person is worth fighting for. In her most emotional moment of the interview, Ripley pulled out a small black journal. This is where I wrote every day I didn't give up. Every time I wanted to quit, but didn't. I'll turn those pages into fuel when I return to the ring. When asked about a comeback timeline, Ripley smiled for the first time. Let's just say the Eradicator is coming back. And when I do, no one, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, not even Nia Jax, is safe. She didn't confirm a return date, but sources close to WWE suggest SummerSlam may be in play. And if the fire in Ripley's eyes is any indication, she won't be returning just to compete, she's coming to reclaim what was stolen from her. To close the interview, Ripley looked dead into the camera, voice full of conviction. To every fan who stuck by me, thank you. To every doubter, watch closely. Pain tried to break me, but all it did was make me more dangerous. The confession has since gone viral, drawing reactions from across the WWE universe. Fellow superstars like Bianca Belair, Bayley, and even Becky Lynch offered words of encouragement on social media. Fans, too, are rallying around the star, many using the hashtag Ripley returns to show support. Rhea Ripley's injury may have been horrible, but her comeback is shaping up to be nothing short of legendary.